Hey, happy Friday, everyone, and happy Cinco de Mayo. It's Joe, and it's time for Talk It with Joe. One game on the board today. We'll see. Game number 2 between the New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, we know the Canes were able to dominate in the last game, winning that one a 5-1. The block shots in that game was absolutely fantastic. So let's break down that game, what I'm liking in it. We just have to say huge congratulations to the Florida Panthers. Wow, getting another win in Toronto, winning last night's game 3-2. Majority of those goals coming in that first period. We had a 2-1 game for Toronto in the first period. Florida coming out hot in the second period, able to get 2 early goals. Seemed like they went back to back. And then the scoring just completely dropped off the face of the board. So Florida winning game 2. That series is now led by the Florida Panthers before they return home 2-0. And then the Dallas Stars answering back on the Seattle Kraken. They just had a fantastic game last night, winning that one 4-2. Now, that first period went completely scoreless. Dallas found the back of Grubauer's net 3 times in the second period in that last game. 1-1 for goals in that third period. So it was a fantastic game. We got both goalie props to that over last night. So hopefully you guys did tail on that. Now looking at tonight's matchup, just want to see if we've got any changes in the odds here. I have been away from my desk for the last 30 minutes. We've got the New Jersey Devils coming in at -104. -115 here for the Carolina Hurricanes. That total sitting nice and solid at 5.5, juice to the under, -142 to the under 5.5. We have a puck line for the Carolina Hurricanes. If you think they can come out and do what they did in the last one, that puck line laying 2.5 is at +220. I'm not sure if they can do what they did in the last game. This is going to be a phenomenal game. We know how strong Carolina is at home. They had a lot of time to prepare for the New Jersey Devils in the last game. They came out so strong out of the gate. Now, the question mark for me is who will be starting in goal. It looks like Smid is the expected goalie here. The books are giving me props on Smid coming out and not Vanacek. So we know in the last game, Smid allowed 3 goals on 11 shots on goal. Uncharacteristic of what we've seen out of Smid so far in the playoffs. But there was actually film on him for Carolina to work out how to actually find his weak spots. So they did a fantastic job at hitting him. Once Vanacek came in, we still did see 1 goal on Vanacek, and then we saw the empty netter getting the Carolina Hurricanes to 5 and killing anyone that was riding that under 5.5. A real burner on that bet there. Looking at that last game, the Devils did win those faceoffs. 51.8% of the faceoffs they were able to take. No one was able to convert on the power play either. The more physical team was Carolina with 37 hits, 34 for the New Jersey Devils. And those shots on goal, that is where these numbers are astounding in the last game. We had the Devils 18 shots only on goal. The Canes absolutely limiting them. In that first period, they only had 1 shot on goal, which is just mind-boggling to think. And Carolina, they were limited as well. 23 shots on goal in that last game, which is phenomenal, the Devils' defense to be able to do, because we look at this team during regular season, they average over 10 shots more on goal per game at that 34.8. New Jersey Devils average almost double what they got in their last game. They averaged that 34.4. So, well, I do see it more shots coming in this game. I am so cautious at taking shots on goal props. I do think both defenses do come to play again, and I'm not willing to lay 3.5, 4.5 with Jack Hughes on his shots on goal. I think if you're looking at props in this one, and same with Sebastian Aho, I like their anytime goals. We're getting them for the anytime goal at +160. Both Sebastian Aho and Jack Hughes held off the scoreboard in the last game. Looking at them tonight to get those anytime goals, +160 for both of those. And I'm liking that way to go. I do think think you stay off the goalie props as well. In the last game, Smith got pulled. We're not sure if he's going to get pulled again. If he comes out and the Carolina Hurricanes get 2 quick goals on him, I think they yank him. And Vanacek will come out. Now, his number's coming in at 29.5 save shots on goal. The Canes only put 23 shots on him in the last game, and 5 of those went in. 1 was an empty netter, 3 of those on him. So we can't look at Smith unless we hit the under. And you guys know I hate hitting goalie props to the under, so I will not touch it. Looking at Frederik Andersen, his number coming in a little bit more respectable at 25.5 save shots on goal. We should see the Devils improve on what they did in that first period. The second and the third period, they played stronger, getting more shots on goal. Carolina in that first period able to get 10 shots on goal, but the Devils really locked them down even more, allowing them under double digits in the second and third. So I do expect the defense of the Devils and the defense of the Canes to come out just as strong in this game. So I cannot touch these goalie props. Frederik Andersen, 25.5. If the Devils find a way to get the shots on him, he should nicely go over this number. But like I said, only 18 shots in the last game. Not willing to touch the goalie props unless I look to the under, and you guys are not willing to look to the under when betting goalie props. Now, I do think in that last game, those 2 quick goals out of Carolina to get up in the first period isn't going to happen again. I do think we look at this one under 1.5 in that first period. I think we have a lower scoring first period. But I do think this is one that could nicely go over that total again. If the Devils find a way to hit Frederik Andersen, I think it comes in the second and third period, looking for both of these teams defensively. And this series as a whole to be more of a defensive goaltending battle. We know the New Jersey Devils, young, talented, explosive offense, but this Canes team, their defense is their core, and I do think the Canes make the Devils play to their game, at least on their home ice tonight in this one. So give me the under 1.5 in the first period. At 5.5, I'm not willing to take that full game under because we know goalies get pulled early. 5.5 is just such a low number, but I could see this being a 3-2 win. I could, again, see this one going to OT. I think there's value on taking this one to go to OT because I think it's a low-scoring, a tight battle here. So I'm going to sprinkle on the OT. But you guys, that is all I am liking today. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I see all of your comments coming in. Big shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Canes on the money line does make sense tonight, -115. But this Devils team is, again, a team I don't want to step in front of. I don't want to get on a side of this. I want to bet that first period under 1.5. Enjoy the rest of the game. That draw +265. You've got to love this one going to overtime, +310 on FanDuel. I do think it is the best way to go. Bet this one to go to overtime, you guys. Bet that first period under 1.5. Jack Hughes for the anytime goal and Sebastian Aho for the anytime goal. All of those bets are going to give you some nice return, except for the under for 1.5. That's juiced at -125. But all of the other bets, you're getting positive plus money, and that's where I have to go. Jarvis over 0.5 point at -120 is another really solid one here. You know, Timo Meier, we'll see how he is out on the ice in this game tonight. Not sure if he's going to make it. And Anthony, I hear you on those shots on goal, but I'm not willing to take shots on goal when both of these teams really limited each other in their ability to get those shots. Both of those defenses standing up, those block shots coming into play, and shots out of both of these teams that didn't even make the target. So I do think it's a good way to go with the goal scorers over the shots on goal, but I wish you guys the best in those shots on goal props. It's just there wasn't enough shots in the last game for me to consider shots on goal props in this one. I'd rather sprinkle on a couple of people I think who are going to score. But you guys, I want to wish you all the best in all of your bets today. I will be on Sports Grid tonight. I'm guesting with Gabe and Cam. That is at, let me see, 7:35 Eastern. I'll be on with Gabe and Cam. And then Dubs Anderson and myself will be on from 9 to midnight Eastern. So make sure you come on over. Let's make some frickin' money together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Game time decisions, no, I will be on the All Access right after. So 7:35 Eastern and then 9 to midnight. So you guys, let's have some fun. I'll be on Sports Grid tomorrow as well from 5 to 8 Eastern. But before that, I'll do Pikkit. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Friday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Have a margarita for me. I'm working all day, but I'll definitely be having one after midnight. You guys, all the best.